The Flying Flea really striking the right chord in terms of design. If you see the front side of the fin, it's very dynamic and it flows.
Well, Siva, welcome to London and to Flying Flea Radio.
Thanks a lot, James. My pleasure.
It's great to have you here. For those who don't know who you are, could you please introduce yourself and your role within Flying Flea?
Okay, I'm Sivakumar, and heading industrial design for Royal Enfield. And I'm going to complete 20 years in another couple of days at Royal Enfield.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Now, I'm very excited to be here with you because the reaction that we have, you saw last night, everybody's seeing this bike. The design is so distinctive. It's like nothing we've seen before. So what I want to know as someone who is not a designer, where did you start when it came to the overall design of the Flying Flea?
Okay, nice. Yes, it was a super delight to see the type of response yesterday evening. And I'm so thankful that the Flying Flea really striking the right chord in terms of design. And for your question, the starting point itself is not a product per se. It's a challenge in idea or an ideology of bringing out an authentic design with a cutting-edge technology.
Which seems to me a very difficult brief, right? Because to make something that honors the past but is in itself new, and you know when you see design that has unnecessary kind of retro gimmicks and you see what they're trying to do, but it doesn't quite work. I'm really interested in how you've managed to make something new with the correct... I mean, obviously there are key design features like the girder fork and that kind of stuff, but that must have been a challenge to integrate with the technology requirements of the bike.
Yes, very, very right. Fortunately, we had a couple of experience in such approach earlier at our organization. For example, the very first classic is also, gave a huge learning of how to really handle such type of projects. And the interesting learnings we had on such projects is it's actually a communication or it's something like what we need to accomplish here is the type of emotional quotient which reflects the history or the connections that people have with respect to that the inspiration product or inspiration situation. Here in Flying Flea's case, it's the original Flying Flea itself. Yeah. And see, it's an amazing product, even not necessarily for 70 years back, even on today's context.
Yeah, regardless of the time, it's still because I think that's the thing that the more people learn about the original Flying Flea. At that time, that was a groundbreaking design.
Absolutely, yes. In many ways, for example, the easiness of use. That is one important factor of that original Flying Flea, which actually which actually made the design of the Flying Flea in certain aspects and the type of purpose that Flying Flea originally had and all other things. For example, if you take that Flying Flea, original Flying Flea, and how we really draw the inspiration is, see here, the important factor is we didn't took only the form. Mm-hmm. Or the design elements, or even not necessarily the product ethos of that Flying Flea here. We went a little bit beyond. Say, for example, that Flying Flea, due to many reasons, have a lot of novel ideas, novel design ideas there, like the rubber band oriented gutter forks, or a very simple the body architectures and all other thing. So the 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 first point what we actually like try to incorporate here is the novelty whatever they followed in to innovate stuffs like gutter forks and all. So here, of course, like the gutter fork is one direct draw from there, but in a modern context. With a modern technology. But beyond that, if you see the overall profile of the frame, it starts from the center of the rear wheel and it goes all along to the front headstock and come down. It gives a nice tensile band feel. And not only that, so for example, in this case, because it's the powertrain what we are working here is a EV. And the packaging or I will say like the components in this type of vehicle is different from the ICE engine. So,
and I wanted to ask if are there new design challenges compared to a conventional combustion bike with an EV package?
Yeah. So in fact, that's a point I'm just trying to tell. If to package the IC components, like even a frame goes in center and we can always build things around, and we are doing for years, right? So in this case, so the type of components, the shape of the components and all in a like it's a lot of like electrical electronics components.
Yeah.
So literally we need a box to put everything in. Like so like then the idea came like let's have the frame. It's in a caged frame shape. It's an exoskeleton type, and all the stuff goes inside. So
you have to think of not only effective but pleasing ways to fundamentally make it could just be a box,
right?
Which brings me on to something else. When it comes to the battery case, we touched on this with Mario that that genuinely could have been a square box.
Absolutely, yes.
I would love to know how you went from it being a box to what we have here.
That's an interesting story there. In my opinion, most of the batteries are very boring. It's just a box.
Yeah.
And that should be, like somehow people feel that there is no need to work or whatever it is. But anyway, I have a different take on it, at least in such product. And anyway, we need a cooling fin for a technical purpose to cool the battery at certain conditions. And this battery case is actually made of magnesium. And due to the like lightweightness and other technical properties, and also it is actually a structural member. It holds the frame and swing arm and suspension, bolt mounting and all that. So when the overall form came out in a very interesting and nice way, it's I will say a very unique way, and we felt that the battery can do its bit also to enhance the overall thinking process of what you exactly now told, making it nice, cool. There's nothing wrong in making a functional thing nice.
Absolutely, yeah.
You should not do it for the sake, but it can be really done in a very enjoyable way. And I strongly believe if you do something in a very enjoyable way, if you create that, for whomever you create, they also will end up in enjoying it.
And this is exactly what Mario was saying. And I think because we were talking about how you can see within the design of this bike that people like yourself have been given room to express. 'Cause as you say, we haven't even talked into the actual flow of those fins, but they could have just been straight lines.
Yeah.
But tell us, what are they if they're not straight lines? What have you created instead?
Right. So, yeah, it could have been straight line. You are absolutely right. But if you see why things are straight line, is probably that's a easy thing to do. I strongly believe in design. We don't need, or it's not necessarily we need to follow easy way or the best way. We need to do always right way. So being right is something connected to the context. So here the context is, it's not just one another electric bike. It's a smart mobility solution from our brand. So that's a big opportunity to really communicate what's our take in all such things. So when we were working on that the fin thing and all, it's become the bit monotonous in that zone.
Sure.
And it's looked like one another. So we want to really like see what are the ways to really like make it a little bit more enjoyable to look at, to other things. So we thought, okay, let's have some story for that. So okay, what's the story? Anyway, for the whole vehicle, Flying Flea is the inspiration. Here we thought, okay, let the mother brand be the inspiration. So yes, the inspiration itself is Royal Enfield. So what's Royal Enfield? Generally, it's a brand which is standing for last 125 years, and I'm pretty sure it will go on further, another 125 or in much more years. If you see at some time there will be always challenge. It's not that time always challenges the people like.
True.
So the moment an organization takes that challenge within that, and it becomes a part of our legacy, and every challenge as it goes, our sustainability is always there. So that's the idea. Might be sometime back it is quality, sometime back it's cost of manufacturing, sometime back whatever it is. So today it is technology. So if you see the front side of the fin, it's very dynamic and it flows with a very big different depth and all other things. So it's little bit trying to challenge the rest of the zone, and that represents the technology part. The alternate fins, which is having little subtle straight from the rear and all, it's actually it represents a legacy. It means whatever come, I had lot many other stories like this, and now I'm facing you, something like that. So that to technology and tradition joins hand to hand at some part of time. And in the center, if you see, you won't find which is up, which is down, which is front, which is back. It's all goes one and another. It's something like like joining hand to hand, like. And that part is where the challenge is being accepted well, and the brand makes itself relevant to the customer at any given context of time. Today it is EV, tomorrow it might be something else. That also will be accepted well. And where it is actually like joining, you see a nice wing shape will be, it's a very subtle thing. It's a wing shape will be there. It just communicates that personality of the brand tells or provides us the wing for us to fly.
It's amazing, and it's clearly a very organic design language. How did you get that from? Obviously, you had that goal in mind. How does it get from your head to the clay model or whatever?
Oh yeah. So honestly, that when the design team came, was working on it, we were telling that story and all the things. So every young designer to very experienced, everyone was trying their bait and all other thing. Initially it's all coming like, see, I got that idea here. See, forcefully, it should be a very natural, exhibition. Then what we thought is, okay, stop all these things. Just mill a block of battery case shape in a modeling board, put the clay, and then just sculpt it. So
you just got hands-on, got involved.
Hands-on, yeah, I got involved, and of course there's another young clay model intern was there. So we worked hands-on and then did it. So it came out 2-3 iterations we made, but that it's something like sculpture we did. And
Absolutely.
Our intention, in my team, Kashyap and all used to always ask, so why are we putting that effort? Many pots are actually getting. He was also very convinced that it should be a piece of art on its own. That's nothing wrong. We are just making things enjoyable for all sensorious things. See, end of the day, design is what? Design is all about humanizing the technology.
Yeah.
Humanizing means why it should be on certain, for example, adrenaline rush. Is that the only thing? Not necessarily. It can be for every sensory, to look at, to touch, to sense, to enjoy, just have fun. So
Absolutely.
That's what humanizing is all about. It's an opportunity for us to really make enjoyable stuff for all senses.
Amazing. And that really is visible in every part of the bike, so I can tell you that you've done your job well there. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Right.
And I'm sure we'll get you back on soon.
My pleasure. definitely. There are a lot many things we can, and coming days we will discuss about Flying Flea. Thanks a lot for having me here. Thanks, James.